welcome to my kitchen, or welcome back, whichever it is. I'm happy you're here. Thank you guys for tuning in. So this is going to be a week-long video. I don't know if I'm going to do it in 7 parts or 3 parts or 2 parts. It really depends on how much I talk. If I don't talk too much, I can get it done. I'm going to do a week of a meal for me. I spent a little bit over $16. I think it was $16.20 or something like that. And I'm going to do a week of no-cook meals. A whole week, no cooking for me. I'm still going to have to cook for the kids, but for my meals, it's a no-cook meal. So let's just get on. Say heat up the pots, but we're not going to be heating up anything. We're going to be let's say it like this. Let's go cool down the pots. Come on. Here's everything you're going to need for our no-spend week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It doesn't look like much, but I got a lot of ideas, and some might be a little unconventional, but I'm going to give it a go. I have a little bit explaining to do. The peanut butter in the back. I have so much peanut butter in my house. I did not want to go to Dollar Tree and buy more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out how much peanut butter you would get from the dollar store and only use that amount of peanut butter. I'm not too sure about the tortilla shells, if I'm going to use them or not. I may or may not, so we'll see. The last thing I have to explain is the bananas. I bought the bananas 2 days ago and hadn't planned on starting that day. I did not. And they're starting to go brown. So I'm going to let the kids eat these bananas, and I'm going to go back and get 4 more bananas. So, and the milk. The milk also is supposed to be a half a gallon. I will measure that out. It won't go over the half a gallon. So here we go. Let's just go right through what we're going to need. We're going to need some peanut butter, some flour tortillas, that dollar loaf of French bread, a half a gallon of milk, some cottage cheese, chickpeas, some flavored oatmeal back there, some granola crunch. We have tricolor coleslaw. We have 4 bananas, 4 tomatoes, 3 apples, and a large cucumber. They also had the English cucumbers on sale for the same price. I kind of wish that I would have grabbed that. If I don't use the cucumber before I use that cucumber, I might swap it out. The English cucumber was actually less than the actual cucumber. I don't know why I didn't buy it. I'm kicking myself now. But there you have it. There's everything you need. So let's get started. All right. So for 3 breakfasts, I'm going to be having overnight oats. I bought that pack of oatmeal, and 1 pack is slightly under. I have enough to make it just by opening up an extra pack and adding a little bit more. Before I begin, I forgot to mention in the introduction that this is going to be reliant on a lot of pantry staples, like mayonnaise and all those things that you would have in your house. So fortunately, this is not one of those videos where I limit myself to salt, pepper, and my spice cabinet. I have access to what's in my cabinet except for essential items. I'll use like butter or a fat, mayonnaise, spices. I can't really think of much more off the top of my head, but I just wanted to get that out there. So I opened up an extra package of oatmeal because you need a half a cup of oatmeal. We're going to add that to a jar, and we're going to use 2.5 apples. I'm going to chop those up real quick before we start assembling, and this is for the milk. There we go. So we're going to put that. Actually, I'm not going to do the apples first. Hold on a second. I got to taste one of these apples, see if they're sweet. Oh, that is so good. All right, so you need 2/3 cup of milk. 1. All right, so I thought I was gonna use a half an apple per, but it seems like 1 apple is gonna be enough for me, for my level of what I want. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your oatmeal and neatly put it in there like I did. I didn't spill a drop. And I'm gonna give this jar a shake or a mix, whatever kind of container you have. So give that a shake. I'm all shook up. Yeah. I'm kidding. This one here, you can notice the difference in the color of the milk is because I put a little bit of water in that one, just to see. So, just gonna take your apples. I might use another half an apple, because that doesn't look like a whole lot of food to me. Then again, I'll start eating and think, oh, I shouldn't have made that. All right, there you go. I can add more apples when we start. Oops. I want to get some breakfast going. I'm hungry. Wait until you see what I'm going to do for breakfast today. All right, so let me finish those up. That's exactly what I needed, was just an extra pack to do those 3. Now, you don't need milk either. You could do it with water. And I still have 2 packs if I decide I want a different meal or something else, because I have other things planned for breakfast. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing for breakfast today. All right, so for what I'm going to make, I can have 2 granola bars. I'm going to start with 1 just to see how it goes. You could use an apple, or you could use half of the banana. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make cereal out of that granola bar. I hope that's what it tastes like. I'm thinking it might be a little crunchy, so if you don't like it too crunchy, you can put it in the refrigerator and let it set for a minute. But I'm going to give it a go like this. I have a rolling pin out. I'm going to smash it. All right, so I'm going to take about half of this banana, and then I'm going to half that because it's only half the package. Now, I smashed it pretty good. I might have smashed it too much. I don't know. I almost forgot to record. Yeah, I would definitely need both packages. But let's just give it a go and see how it is. Put some banana in there. I still have my other half for my other part over there. Let's see how it works out. You're definitely going to need 2. I may not, but everybody else will. All right, let's give it a go. Here goes. Taste number 1. Oh my goodness. That is delicious. Oh, I'm definitely making both. That was delicious. When I tell you I scarfed that bowl down, I scarfed it down. I still have the other half and this one to go. I'm actually going to eat the other half. 2 is enough, so that's a good serving size. First part of the prep work that I did was I put my bread in my little slicer thing here, and I sliced it all the way down so I could put part of it in the freezer and keep part out so it doesn't go stale. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the coleslaw, and let me get that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this coleslaw and I'm going to make coleslaw. I'm going to take this sliced cabbage and make coleslaw. I'm going to have to go back to the store and get another bag of coleslaw because my coleslaw is looking a little bit wonky, for lack of a better term. It's kind of, some of it's a little bit soggy, so I took a little bit of cabbage that I had and threw it in there just to bulk it up a little bit, but I'll take some out on the other side. I'm going to start with about 1/4 cup of mayo. That might be too much. I hope not, because I'm not a big mayo-y kind of a person. Let me start with just a little bit less. It makes me scared. A tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. The recipe calls for 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. I have a 1/2 teaspoon measurement. So I'm just going to put 1 teaspoon in for now. Some pepper. And some salt. You're just going to give that a mix. And then we're going to let this set. Oh, God, that wasn't enough mayonnaise in there. We're going to let this set up, and we can have this for more than one meal. And this is a really big bowl, guys, so. So we're just going to give that a mix. That's perfect. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it set up for lunch. Time for lunch. We're going to make a tomato sandwich with some mayonnaise. I'm going to make 2 because they're small. And we'll probably have some coleslaw. And what I forgot to show you earlier in my haul was I also got carrots, and I forgot all about it. So I might slice up some carrots just so I have a nice full plate. Okay, so I cut up a carrot. I'm going to put some to the side because I'm going to have it with some slaw, so it'll be too much. Plus, I have 2 sandwiches coming, so I have enough for another meal. All right, so I took a couple of slices off of that tomato. We're going to use some mayonnaise. I'm going to put mayonnaise on both sides. I don't typically do it like that, but I am today. I'll probably next time toast this a little bit lighter. It feels very crunchy. Gonna put a little bit of pepper on it. I'm gonna put it on the sandwich, so if the tomato slides around, it gets it. A pinch of salt. And then, I didn't want to slice too many because I didn't know how much I was going to need. I should have put this one in the refrigerator because I like my tomato sandwiches cold. That. And that. Now, I could put a little bit of the slaw on here, but I am going to put it on the side. So we have another sandwich. Let me get the coleslaw out. Alrighty, there's my plate. Let's see what she tastes like. All right, let's give our, I've had tomato sandwiches many, many times. I've never had it teeny tiny like this, but let's give it a go. Oh, I love tomato sandwiches. I could eat just that. Let's give this coleslaw a taste, see how that turned out. Oops. I lost some. That is really, really, really good. Let me try some on my sandwich, just for the heck of it. Yummy. Yummy. Either way you look at it, yummy. Those tomato sandwiches were so good, I decided to do it for dinner tonight. Breakfast on day 2, 3, and 4 was the overnight oats that we made on day 1 with 1/3 of an apple. Lunch, day 2 and 6, cottage cheese with apple wraps, apple slices, peanut butter, and some carrots. All right, for this wrap, you're going to need some cottage cheese, some honey, some peanut butter, part of an apple, ground cinnamon, and some vanilla. I may or may not use some carrot in it as well. So I got the full fat because it's not quite as watery as the low fat for the cottage cheese. We're going to need 1/4 cup. That's a heavy 1/4 cup, but it's 1/4 cup. You're going to need a tablespoon of peanut butter. Let me get something to scrape that out with. There we go. Peanut butter. And 1/4 teaspoon of honey. a splash of cinnamon, not much, just a pinch, and then a dash of vanilla. Boom, right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dice that apple up, and then I'll be back to show you what I'm going to do with the rest of it. All right, so I'm just going to take this, I'm going to give it a mix, obviously. I'm hoping it's going to be good, because I got to eat it again. All right, let's get the wrap. I'm going to put a little bit of the carrot in there. I'm going to slice it up this way in there. Just to get some extra nutrients in there. Get some veg. All right, let's give it a wrap. All right, so I slivered up some more on there. I took a little bit of peanut butter, and I'm going to smear it around the edge. I'm hoping that's going to work like a glue, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. Just going to do the best I can. All right, so we're going to give that a good old wrapping. Boom! Let's get that on a plate. And there's my meal, looking yummy. Let me get a taste of it. Mmm. Mmm. Carrot, I got peanut butter, and a little bit of that cinnamon together. I've never, in all the 61 years of my life, had carrot and peanut butter together. Never. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, well, let me enjoy. I'm going to have this with a glass of milk. First time I'm feeling a little bit snackish, that I need to have something to snack on. So I'm going to have a half an apple and some carrots with some peanut butter. Dinners, day 4 and 7, I had a salad. This was absolutely delicious, y'all. The second one was better than the first because I toasted the bread a little bit too much, and I was calling it bread salad. Okay, this is what we're going to need for this meal. I'm going to be making something, I don't know, I'm going to call it bread salad. It's the opposite of regular salad. You know how you have salad and you put the croutons on top and you really like the croutons, but there's never enough? Well, that's what I'm going to try and recreate. I'm going to put a little butter on the bread and then put it in the toaster with some seasoning on it to kind of make like a crouton, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do from there. All right, so how I'm going to make this, and I'm hoping it's going to work, is I'm going to take a little bit of butter. That's a lot of bit, but I'm going to put it on 3 pieces. The reason I'm using the butter is because I want to put this in the toaster oven kind of a thing. Not really an oven, but the toaster. I'm going to do this. Have you ever done, like, you turn your toaster and you lay it on its side and you slide things in? Well, that's what I'm going to do for this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a crouton. I'm going to use some garlic powder, a little bit of onion. I did garlic already. Little bit of Italian seasoning. Some pepper. I'm going to put a pinch, and I made a pinch of seasoned salt on there. And just one more thing I forgot to get out. Let me get that out real quick. Oh, I opened up the wrong side. I opened up the spoon it outside. I'm going to add just a smattering of the Parmesan cheese. I know smattering's a word, but it is today. I'm just going to do like I said. I'm going to put my toaster on its side, and I'm gonna slide it right in and just toast it. And we'll get on to making the rest. All right, don't judge my toaster. It's really old. But you see how I have it on the side? Here's how the toasters go in. I just wanted to show you how I did it. It needs to be propped up a little bit because it's a little uneven. But all you do is you just slide it. Here, just slide it right in. And pop the toaster down. And out she comes. I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. That's what it looks like when it came out. I almost had a catastrophe right there. I walked away. Never walk away. I was like, what's that smell? It was my toast. All right, so let's get on to the rest of it. Boom, it's right there. Let's get the chopping. Well, that's about how much I'm going to use. This is why I wanted the English cucumber because it was much bigger, but we're just going to go with that. So I'm just going to peel up this real quick. All right, so I'm just gonna dice this up like you did a salad. I have to say this. When I went to go get my coleslaw bag out of the refrigerator, overnight it went bad. It was looking wonky anyway. So what I did was I ran to the store real quick and just replaced it. I'm gonna take a little bit out of this bag. I did not go back to Walmart and get it because it went bad too fast and it was all the same. So I'm going to slice up the cucumber, the tomato, and the carrot. Before I chop up that tomato, I want to make a dressing. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the dressing or not because I really wanted to use, I have this Olive Garden I've been trying to use up forever, and it just doesn't want to go away. So you're going to use a little bit of sugar in the bottom. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of red wine vinegar. I wanted balsamic. I don't have any. A splash of oil. About the same of the olive oil. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. I'm going to put some in my hand because I'm heavy-handed. A little bit of garlic. A little bit of onion. Some pepper. And a pinch of salt. Let's give that a shake and give it a taste and see how it is. All right, honesty time. I tried this. It's really, really good, and it would be absolutely delicious on my salad. But for some reason, my taste buds want something else. So we're going to go with that instead. But I will keep this to use later in the week. Okay, we're all chopped up. Yeah. All right. So this is turning more into like a regular salad. I really wanted the bread to be the most of it, but it seems to be working out differently. But that's okay. I chopped up half of the tomato. I'm going to use that at a later date. I'm going to chop up what we're calling the bread salad. All right, so we're just going to assemble. I really wanted the bread to be the star of the show, so let's just see how that works out. Let's give it a go. I'm going to try it with the Olive Garden first. Because we all know how that, well, I don't know if we all do, because I don't know if Olive Garden is all over the world or not. Got a little bit of the cabbage, the tomato, and the croutons or whatever I made. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. Remember, I couldn't decide if I wanted this or I wanted this. Well, I'm going back and forth. A taste of this, a taste of that, a taste of this, a taste of that. Couldn't figure it out which one I wanted. So what I did was I mixed a little bit of this with that, and oh my goodness, chef's kiss. That's it. That's it. I would eat that again, no problem. And that's exactly what I did on day 7, just on a larger scale. Smoothie. For the smoothie that I'm going to have, I'm going to do one extra step that you can do or don't have to do. When I make my banana smoothie, I'm going to add milk and stuff to it, but I'm also going to add oats to it. But oats don't always taste good when you first put them in. They're a little gritty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cup of milk. Ooh, almost spilled it. That's a half a cup. I'm going to make 2 of these. It's a cup of milk. And then from my packet of oatmeal that I have, I'm going to use half that pack, which is just about a 1/4 cup of oatmeal. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to give it a shake, and I'm going to leave it in the refrigerator. Blech. I'm going to leave it in the refrigerator for at least 20 minutes. It's probably going to be longer because I have some things to do, but it'll get rid of that gritty taste. Second time around with this one, I'm going to make it ahead of time, so all I got to do is whip it in. I will put this back up when I do the smoothie the second time. My blender broke, unfortunately, so I'm going to use this. It'll be all right. So I got a whole banana that I froze. I'm only going to use half of it for this one, half for the other. I have what you saw me make earlier, which was the oatmeal in the milk, so it's not so gritty. And we're going to put that in here and blend it all up. Alrighty. Oh, nope, got to blend it up just a little bit more. All right, she's all blended up. Let's see how it tastes. Oh my goodness, that's delicious. Here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need the chickpeas, the bread, mayonnaise, some mustard, relish, a pinch of sugar, salt and pepper. And for the sandwich, you're going to need the bread, the cucumber, and the tomato. Also, if it doesn't taste enough like chicken salad, I had an idea, and I haven't seen this done because it might be, maybe it's a vegetarian thing where you don't want to eat chicken or something like that. But I was thinking, if all else fails, I'm going to put a splash of some bouillon in there. I don't know if I'm going to use it yet. I'm just saying. Let's get going. Right. To the bowl, I added about half a can, which is just slightly under a cup. So the other half is put up for my other meals. Well, that's the second one I dropped. I'm going to try and smash these with a fork. They're a little harder than I had anticipated. So I might get my immersion blender out and see. So I'm adding a nice dollop or so in there of the mayonnaise. Got to go a little bit lighter just to begin with, since I've never made this before. A tiny bit of mustard. I'm going to put a nice bit of relish in here. I could have used spicy mustard. That would have been good too. Let's give it a mix. All right, I'm going to add, I grabbed some sugar with my fingers and pinched it in. Almost forgot to turn the camera back on. We're going to put some pepper, some salt, garlic powder, some onion powder. Give that another mix. So I gave this the teeniest of tiniest of taste. And when I say teeny tiny, I mean like that much of the spoon. Because I want to see if it had enough salt and pepper in it. It does taste very similar to chicken salad. I could tell when I'm chewing it that it's not, but it does kind of trick the tongue a little bit. So I'm going to take this little bit right here, me and my plastic spoon, and I'm going to put the tiniest bit of the chicken salad in there and give that a mix. So I mixed it around. Let's give it just a tiniest taste. Now, I suspect this might be a little bit salty because it's a tiny bit and I've already added salt to it. But I want to see what it's going to taste like totally in the end. Yeah, just like I thought. If you are to do it this way, don't add any table salt. I'm going to put the teeniest amount in there, just a little bit. So next I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up a slice of this tomato, and I'm going to dice up this piece of a cucumber that I took. Okay, so I had an idea after I was signing off to cut and chop. I was thinking, I bet you I could put some carrots in there. So I took one of these mini carrot sticks and I chopped it up really tiny. And I'm just going to sprinkle that through. I think that that's going to taste pretty good. It'll give you a little additional crunch. And this is going to be for 2 meals. Took some out, put it to the side. Take some of the salad. Then slice of cucumber. Actually, I'm going to cut it in half. Where's my knife? I was going to dice it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dice it up. Hold on. I was really debating on whether I should put some cabbage down or some coleslaw that I made on top of it. But for today, I'm going to go with sliced tomato, a little bit of cucumber on top. I'm going to put some coleslaw on my plate. Now it's look a little pink because it just is from the red cabbage, I suppose. Put a little bit of that on the plate. Some carrot sticks. Well, there you go. I'm just going to finish it up, and then I'm going to eat it and tell you what it tastes like. Alrighty, so let's just give it a go. I have one with the cabbage on it, and one just plain. I also wonder what it would taste like if I had added the coleslaw to it. So we're going to find out. Let's go with a little bit of this. I want a little bit more cucumber than that. I'm going to put it right there. Oh my goodness, that is good. The bread sat for a minute, so it got a little bit soft. But, if it had more of a crunch, it would be better. And I'm not a hot sauce kind of girl, but maybe a splash. Let's try it with a little bit of the coleslaw on it. Just a taste. Oh, even better. Yeah. I like it always. Stuffed tomato is what's on the menu today. We're going to make tomato boats. So I'm debating. I'm going to take out the middle of the tomato and I cut around it a little bit, not all the way through. I'm debating. I'm thinking what I want to do is chop that up and add it to the salad. All right, so I scraped as much of the liquidy stuff over there as I could. I'm gonna slice it up a little bit and I'm gonna add it in. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I took a little bit out. Take about half of it. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be all right. And of course, we're gonna have carrots with it. Oops. And this is the last of our chickpea salad. Chickpea chicken salad, I should say. All right, let me dress her up, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I made the 2 stuffed tomatoes. I took some of the cabbage, some pieces of carrot, whatever leftover chunks of cucumber I had, and I'm going to use these tomatoes. Nothing's going to waste. Do you remember the vinaigrette that I made? I'm going to use that. Let's see what that tastes like. I love tomatoes, so this is right up my alley, I don't know, right up my lane. Oops, that's a big bite, but let's go for it. For this meal, we're going to make hummus wraps. I'm probably going to need a little bit more tomato than that. I have another piece of one in there. I'm trying to use up the little pieces. You're going to use the rest of the can of the garbanzo beans or the chickpeas. Salt and pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, some olive oil, cucumbers, a wrap, the tomato I just talked about, and for fillage, I guess, we're going to use some of the raw cabbage. Going to stick the beans, hopefully in here without spilling them everywhere. Bit of olive oil in the cup. I didn't want to overdo the oil, so that. I'm going to blend that up real quick. 1 tablespoon wasn't nearly enough. Going in with a second one. Okay, so there you go. I might need a little bit more olive oil. I added more olive oil while I was using the immersion blender. That was a nightmare. I ended up putting it in the mini chopper. This, to get it to chop up. The immersion blender wasn't kicking it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to add some salt. Now, I have to give a disclaimer here. I do not eat hummus. So, not because I don't like it, I just never really had the opportunity to eat it. And when there was the opportunity, there were other things I wanted to eat that seemed more enticing than hummus. So, I'm going to have somebody who had hummus in the house to taste it to make sure. Now, we are dealing with beans, so is it a bean? It's a legume, right? I don't know. So, salt, pepper. Bet you could use some hot sauce. A little bit of paprika. A little bit of garlic. Or a lot of it, depending on who you're talking to. I'm only going light because I don't know what I'm doing just yet. I really think it needs a little more moisture in it. But let me give that a mix. All right, now you can make this, like I said, as wet as you want. I'm going to stop here. I did have somebody taste it for me because I don't know what hummus is supposed to taste like. Said it needed just a little bit more garlic powder, so I added that. And now I'm going to continue on with the rest. Let me get that out. All right, so I'm going to cut the cucumbers not in rounds, in like sticks, I guess. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. But like this, I'm going to cut it. Because I think that's going to wrap up better in my sandwich. Might even get that even halfway. I'll cut them up a little bit like that. Can't get it in my hand. Like that. Just for reference. About the size, a little smaller than my pinky. Oops. Let me dice the rest of those up. All right, this is a piece of tomato I had from a different meal. So I'm going to slice that up as well before it goes too soggy on me. And we're just going to dice that up to put in there as well. Yeah, it's getting a little bit soft. Good thing I pulled it out. That has got to be used up. It's really on the soft side. That's all right, though. All right. So let's get to assembling our meal. All righty. So I chopped up the cucumbers, the tomato, and a little bit more of that carrot because, hey, I got it. Let's eat it. We're also going to eat some on the side. Put that up for a second. And we're going to spread that around. All right. I'm going to lay a little bit up around the edge to kind of glue it shut a little bit. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm not a hummus eater. All right. We're going to put in some cucumber. Take some of the carrot. Little extra something something in there. Some tomatoes. I am making a giant mess is what I'm making. I diced up the cabbage just a little bit. It's gonna be a big one. Good thing I was only making one. All right, so we're gonna roll that up and then we're gonna cut it in half and see what happens. I don't know if I should tuck the ends in or not. I'm gonna go with not. Let's just go for it. Woo! That was a little hard to maneuver. All right, let me move some of this out of the way and I'll be right back.
If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
Here is the potential 8th day I could have had. I did eat this food, it's just not shown. I had a peanut butter and apple wrap. That is 1/4 of a banana. I know it looks like half a banana, but it's not. I also had a peanut butter granola apple wrap with cottage cheese and peanut butter and a banana smoothie. And there she goes. Look how yummy that is. I was going to have some more carrots with it, but I think that's way more than I can eat. But look right down inside there. Looky, looky, looky. Let's get to tasting it. All right, so we're going to give it a go. Oop, lost a tomato. Let's just hold it like that so it doesn't squirt out on me. Mmm. Mmm. I think it needs a little bit more salt. Maybe, I don't know, but it's fresh. I'll have to let somebody else try it.